Sorry, it took a while to talk. Hey guys, it's me, Knife Lightning Strike, and yeah, using listen. Ooh, can't stand up. Listen, stand. Oh my goodness. Ah, it's in you. Okay, over there. No, I fell on my face. But it's fine. Yeah. Happy. Yeah. Ow. You're not a blind cat. I know. I wish I was though. Yeah, but you're not. You're a cat. You're a fire type cat. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be watching. We're gonna be watching a video. Yeah. Yeah, a video of a. What was it? Yeah, by a YouTuber who I like. Yeah. Hold on a second. No, doesn't stand up in a bed. Okay. Let me find it. Yeah, this guy is called Zeltic. Let me turn it up because our washer is being loud. Yeah, our washer's a pain. Especially when it's washing clothes.
One of the most unique Zelda games, entirely detached from the main events of the series, telling the story of a hero shipwrecked on a strange island, an island hiding a deep secret. The game has one of my favorite stories in the series, melancholic and bittersweet. While Link's Awakening's ending is one of the most powerful in the series, it's definitely also one of the most cryptic. So today, let's talk through the ending of Link's adventure on Koholint. Exactly what the island was, what happened, and why.
Because as you know, I'm interested in I love Zelda. Zelda's cool.
It goes without saying that this video will contain full spoilers for the story of Link's Awakening. So if you haven't beaten the game yet, drop a few more hours into it and come back to this video after you've woken
I'm still
the
at the beginning because
windfish.
I'm lost.
So without further ado, let's look deeper into the story of Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening is the second game on the Downfall timeline. In case you're unfamiliar with the Zelda timeline, it's split into 3 parts after the events of Ocarina of Time. With Link's Awakening, we're looking at this branch of the timeline, which is a series of games detailing Hyrule's history in an alternate reality where the hero of time, the Link from Ocarina of Time, lost to Ganondorf in the final battle, who was then able to access the full might of the Triforce.
That is a true timeline.
The King of Evil was sealed in the Sacred Realm, a divine dimension in which
depressing.
the Triforce normally resides,
Let's
as
get
a
up
last
here on
resort
the
in order to
bed
prevent the
so we
destruction
can
of Hyrule.
see better.
Ages later, Ganon sets in motion his schemes to escape the sacred realm in which he was sealed, which has now been corrupted by his influence into the horrifying Dark World, a cursed reflection of Hyrule. But unbeknownst to Ganon, a new hero had been born in Hyrule, a reincarnation of the hero of time who had failed to defeat him years earlier. During Hyrule's darkest hour, when the land was on the brink of destruction at the hands of the Demon King, this hero rose from the ashes to defend it. A boy dressed in green wielding the sacred Master Sword, who broke the stranglehold of the Dark Wizard and used the Triforce to undo his evil. The story of these events are told...
I don't want to give any spoilers away, so let's watch this one instead.
So the
Okay. The reason why this video is doing that is because this video and the other bit I'm going to show you is Halloween. So that's why it does that. It only does this in the Halloween.
Sometimes it's not the characters, locations, or items themselves that are creepy in games, it's the backstories, the lore behind them. And one of the darkest backstories for any Zelda item has to be the all-night mask from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that thing is creepy.
This is actually the second part of a two-part Halloween special I'm doing. The first being a countdown list of my personal choices for the 10 darkest things in Zelda games.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, embrace the Halloween spirit and go and check it out after this one to see some more creepy Zelda characters, dungeons, bosses, and more. So, Majora's Mask is famous for being a really creepy Zelda game.
Yeah, it is.
The main masks themselves are quite dark in nature, being physical manifestations of the souls of the deceased, allowing Link to take their form when he wears them. But in my opinion, no mask is more terrifying than the all-night mask. If you prevent Sakon from stealing the old lady's bomb bag on the first night, he can't deliver the stolen goods to the curiosity shop. Instead, on the final night, he'll deliver the all-night mask, which the shopkeeper says is a special bargain. You can buy the mask for 500 rupees. Its use in game is to stay awake during Anju's grandmother's stories, which usually cause Link to drift off, allowing you to answer a couple of questions and nab some heart pieces. So the use of the mask in the game isn't creepy at all, but the lore behind it really is. The shopkeeper at the curiosity shop mentions that he can't remember when it was made, but that if you wear it, you can try to fall asleep, but you won't be able to.
Stop it.
When you buy it, the game repeats this, that if you wear it, it won't let you drift off to sleep even if you want to. Alright, so it's getting a bit creepier now. This mask with unknown origins prevents the user from sleeping at all, no matter how tired they get. Imagine if you had this mask stuck on your face, unable to remove it and therefore unable to sleep, just becoming progressively more tired and more insane. The scary thing is, that was the mask's original purpose. A gossip stone in the game mentions that a torture device of insomnia is available at the curiosity shop, confirming the origins of the mask that the shopkeeper couldn't recall, or perhaps just didn't want to disclose to Link, a child. There's something about the way he says, you can try to fall asleep but you won't be able to, and how he describes the mask as both freaky and creepy, that suggests he might have known the sinister original purpose of this item, but still wanted to flog it for some profit. This mask was originally used to torture people, forcing victims to wear it and therefore be prevented from falling asleep, tormenting them with insomnia. The mask itself seems to be made from metal bars, like it could be clamped and locked onto a victim's face to torture them over a long period of time. The mask's eyes are wide open and bright red, like the wide, bloodshot eyes of a torture victim unable to rest. The all-night mask's actual use in the game aside, its terrifying origins definitely make it one of the darkest things in any Zelda game. But what would happen if you were one of the torture victims subjected to the horrors of the all-night mask? What if you were physically unable to sleep? In the Halloween spirit, let's put ourselves in the shoes of someone wearing one of the creepiest Zelda items of all time, the all-night mask, and see what happens. Sleep deprivation has historically been used as a method of interrogating prisoners, forcing them to stay awake as a form of torture. The Prime Minister of Israel in 1979 mentioned his experience of being kept awake as a prisoner in Russia. In the head of an interrogated prisoner, a haze begins to form. His spirit is wearied to death, his legs are unsteady, and he has one sole desire: to sleep. Anyone who has experienced this desire knows that not even hunger and thirst are comparable with it. In the 16th and 17th centuries, hunting and executing witches was a common practice. When a suspected witch was captured, they were often deprived of sleep for multiple days as a method of forcing them to confess their witchcraft, a practice known as waking the witch. After a few days, the suspected witches often experienced extreme hallucinations and psychotic episodes due to their lack of sleep.
This is creepy,
and their
right?
actions while experiencing these
I've seen it
delusions
before.
were taken
And
as
plus, I've played
confessions
Majora's
of their
Mask. I
crimes.
haven't beaten it yet.
But the all-night mask wouldn't just keep a victim awake
I'm
for
getting
a few
close to
days.
getting the
It
all-night
would keep
mask.
them awake for as
I'm
long as
gonna
the
do
mask
it,
was
just
kept
to get
on,
heart
which
pieces.
could be
It's
until
worth
they
it.
die.
You
Although
know,
there's
you
very
can't
limited
sleep the next
experiments on
like
humans
3
who feel
days.
extremely
Oh,
long-term
good.
sleep deprivation, a hereditary disease known as fatal familial insomnia is one of the more well-known yet incredibly uncommon causes of a complete inability to sleep. The symptoms begin suddenly when they first experience the insomnia, and as the disease progresses, they eventually lose the ability to sleep at all. Patients develop panic attacks, phobias, paranoia, and a complete loss of appetite. And as time goes on, they can begin to hallucinate, experience extreme delirium, muscle spasms, and an onset of dementia, which eventually can result in the complete inability to both walk and talk. Eventually, 6 to 18 months after the first symptoms, the patient will die. This awful disease is luckily an incredibly rare genetic disorder. Its symptoms and lack of ability to sleep are brought on by the death
That's
of
probably
nerves
because
in
I
an
watch in the
area of the
daytime
brain
and
known
then
as the
nighttime.
thalamus.
Yeah, don't watch
This
this in the
damage to the
nighttime.
thalamus disables the brain's sleep onset mechanism, meaning it loses the ability to put itself to sleep, which could easily be similar to the symptoms experienced by a prisoner wearing the all-night mask for a prolonged period of time. The all-night mask might do this same thing, just with magic. In Termina, torture victims wearing the mask may have been locked in a cell, slowly going insane as they experience extreme paranoia, hallucinations, and panic attacks due to the complete lack of sleep at the time. But the true origins of the mask,
this is gonna be
outside of its
Pokémon Plush
uses,
Randomness
are still
episode 43.
shrouded in mystery. The shop you buy the mask
44 is gonna be
from, the
next.
Curiosity Shop, is of
After
course the
this
shady
end
pawn
of
shop
at
only
the end of
open
this
at
video,
night that
I'm
buys
gonna
and
end this
sells
video.
stolen goods.
That's funny. At
Many
the
of
end of
which
this
are
video,
brought to
I'm
the shop
watching
by
the end video,
Sakon,
and
the
then
thief.
start the next
Sakon
episode.
lives in his hideout in Icana Valley, where we know some kind of
But I'm
war
gonna stop
took
talking
place
to you guys
between
now.
the ancient Icana Kingdom and an unnamed enemy. Though all the residents of the Icana Kingdom are dead during the game, it's hinted that there was once a fierce battle between two factions, the Garo being spies sent to examine the defenses of the kingdom. We know Captain Kita was in charge of an army, but lost a battle, hence him and his men being found in the Icana graveyard. When this war was and who it was between is unknown, but from talking to characters in Icana Valley, we know it was brutal and resulted in the downfall of the kingdom. Since we know that the all-night mask was used as a torture device, it's possible it could be a long-lost relic, hailing from these dark times, used either by the Icana Kingdom or their enemy to interrogate prisoners during the war. But that's all just speculation. The only thing we know for sure is what the purpose of the mask originally was. The fact that Nintendo decided to put this backstory into the game, to give the mask such a twisted origin story, makes it, in my opinion, one of the most terrifying items in Zelda history. And although it's possible that it was a torture device used during the Icana War, the mask's origins are so shrouded in mystery that we'll never know for sure. But judging from how dark its backstory could potentially be, maybe that's for the best. Thanks for watching this Halloween video. As I said, this is part 2 of a 2-part Halloween special. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out my 10 darkest things in Zelda games, using the card in the top right or the link in the description. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more Zelda content. Cheers guys, and a happy Halloween.
Finally, the washer stopped.
At Shopify, we support independent businesses in every way we
Okay,
can.
stupid commercial. Go
That's
ahead.
why everything featured in this ad is from...
Okay. See you guys in the next episode of Pokemon Plush Randomness. Bye.